so I can.
That's good. The
It reminded me of this other thing, which was also the cutest. It was somebody who was playing Overwatch, and on the home screen, it always shows a character in some map with a menu. And in this person's case, Junkrat was on there. Junkrat, I believe, was like, I like him. He's my friend. Will you take a picture of me with him? And it just showed this adorable little girl grinning and shoulders all the way up, and next to this picture of Junkrat. I need to show it to you guys now. I'm not mad. They look pretty great, but it's not what I'm looking.
My streaming set up a little.
I mean, I can re-download it on my computer.
Yeah,
it's no big issue.
The GM screen though, so it's probably best not to.
I mean, that's fair. It's not like there's really anything spoily on the DM screen, though. To be fair. No! Nope, there it goes. Great. I didn't mean to do that, but I did it.
Recently, I've been going on a binge of watching these videos of, can you beat this Pokemon game with this incredibly weak Pokemon?
like the Caterpie.
I know somebody who did that, and he was like, can you beat Minecraft without eating?
Oh, God.
Minecraft without left-clicking? Can you beat Minecraft without... And it would just be like these things.
In this case, it's stuff like, can you beat Pokemon Platinum with just a Pikachu?
I mean, probably.
Oh, they did. It was really difficult, but they did. Or one of my favorites, can you beat Pokemon Emerald without using Pokemon Centers?
Yeah, that's a whole challenge. I have friends who do that. Like, that's just torture.
But yeah, and... Yeah, my friend, buddy, half buddy. And it was like, can you beat Minecraft without a pickaxe? Can you beat Minecraft without a sword? Can you beat Minecraft with just these weird challenges?
Yeah. I mean, you could beat
where he would
Minecraft
just
without
make a super...
Because axes are just better weapons for damage.
I mean, true, but it would be like a speedrun thing.
Yeah. I mean,
he would load up a super flat world and like make the floor concrete with 30 blocks of air and lava underneath it, and
damn. Honestly, I really love Jacksepticeye's current thing because he's finally getting to the point where he will go to the end.
Yeah, I just reached that point with my friend and her dad. On her dad's little server. No, we play on PS4. Because my computer can barely handle existing for longer than 5 minutes, let alone being on a full-on server with people.
Yeah.
That's not Chrome. But yeah, I sent the little Junkrat thing. It's adorable. It is. Cute.
It's very cute. Yeah,
like it's just so cute.
I'm currently trying to figure out in another game for 5e how to mix Paladin and Wizard.
It's possible. Maybe if you go Divine or Wizard.
So you get my Wizard is actually the Gunsmith Wizard.
Got you.
From the Gunpowder Codex.
If you...
Smite with, like, gun damage?
It's possible. But that would require me to be an epic level paladin in Homebrew. Because only at epic levels in the Homebrew stuff I've got does it make Smite possible at range. There we go.
Oh, my computer's being dumb. There we go. That's how you open up Chrome. You don't open up Discord. Look at that. I didn't know you could do it, Leon. Don't mind the fact that I named
there we go.
I named my school Chromebook Nero because it's just dead. Wait.
I see.
named my phone Dante because I've got a cute chibi wallpaper on my lock screen and then Dante for my home screen, so I figured, why not? My computer is Leon because I have Leon pointing a gun at you as my lock screen. And then my tablet is Leroy because he's little. Little and he's dying. But yep, gonna need the Cheeto and
Oliver and Zethrodai.
yeah, I don't think one of them wasn't on in the first place because I think this is you.
I am no. I'm
Alright,
this
then.
one.
Ah, alrighty, I see. Yes, last I remember though, you lot are balancing on a wooden plate.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I believe I wasn't actually on the plate. I
This
was
is true.
right before you get on there.
This is true.
Yes.
This is roughly, ish size of the room.
Probably should take Sarkel's old token off the map.
Yeah, probably. Boop. What's Sarkel? What are you talking about? What do you mean? No Minotaurs here. This is Calvadia. Minotaurs are native to Valhar. Me suddenly realizing my tablet is nearly useless. Yep, you had you two. Ugh, I literally have to actually touch this. It's painful. It's physically painful. Alright, so Garut, we'll say you're about here.
Yep.
For the sake of me. You and whoop. And
I am currently sticking to things with my climbing abilities.
Holding for your life to the center of this thing until it evens out completely and you possibly stand.
I remembered getting up at one point, but she wasn't able to get up.
I mean, I don't really have to get up as long as I keep if I put myself on the plate.
Yeah. So the plate is evened out. You've gotten to a point where you can kind of stand so long as you're facing each other and you're not moving that much. And what you're gonna do? You're holding onto a very skinny central post from the top. It's about the size of a podium.
Gotcha. Can I try and pull myself up?
Yeah, I assumed you were, you're going to pull yourself up into a standing position, but try to be very still and cautious not to make the plate move.
9.
Athletics? Okay.
Yeah. I have an 11.
I have an 8. I'm not meant to be strong.
Wobble, but at the same time, since you're in the center and it was already starting to even to the center, I'll say you're not falling, kind of being very wobbly.
Yeah.
You're like when you haven't stood up in a long time, when your knees really shake a lot, and they feel very weak because you haven't stood in a while. That's what it's like.
Got you. Right,
Let's see.
You good over there?
Okay, am I able to shift my position so I'm lower to the ground?
I mean, yeah, so long as you don't move outward, because that would be your risk of making the plate shift.
I see. Alright, I have an idea. So, the pole, does it go all the way up through the plate, or does it stop on the plate?
It's about the size of a podium.
Okay.
So it goes up to, waist.
Alright. And the plate seems to be on a hinge going from one side to another?
The plate seems to be balancing somehow. And if you move around, it will shift accordingly to your weight on whichever corner.
Jack and I are. How big is Jack? Like, what's his height?
He's 5'10", but he's skinny.
Okay.
He's little.
We're probably approximately the same weight then.
He's 130. Just about.
She's about 120, so.
So it's pretty steady.
Yeah, she's 125.
So yeah, with a little bit of leaning from Jack, you keep it pretty stable.
Okay.
So, does it look like she could run and maybe jump to the other side?
Honestly, I was thinking we both run to the opposite door.
Give me a second.
Because if you and Garut can get across, I can literally just climb my way across the plate. Or the walls, actually. The main thing is just getting you two across.
Yeah, because I think I would outweigh both of you combined if I tried to get on there.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I'd say to run across for the both of you, it would be a dexterity check.
My suggestion is run to opposite ends.
Ah.
The way Jack can get across, and then it's just trying to get Garut across. Because June can use the wall.
Mm-hmm. So can I go to the end on the other side?
Whichever you prefer.
Alright.
June will go back towards Garut at the same rate.
All right.
I would say make a dexterity check to keep yourselves balanced.
Ooh.
Ooh. Well,
we're pretty balanced.
Well, I mean, I'd probably be okay considering I have the spider climb thing.
You fall, but you both fall in the same exact spots, so you don't interfere with the plate. You just don't get across. You do feel it shift a little bit towards Jack, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very slowly shifting, so you would have to move accordingly.
June will move a little further out to try and counterbalance that.
It'll work.
Okay.
Can I do like an investigation check? Maybe see how long did you say this room was? Like,
my brain has no idea, but I think I made the room. Yeah, I think I made the room somewhere around between that length. I kind of went by perspective of your tokens.
And how long is the pit?
The wooden floor encompasses the entire thing. So.
Gotcha. So the bottom of the floor is like all right here.
You're on the floor. You don't really know how far whatever pit this is below this descends.
Gotcha.
That would require tipping it to an almost vertical standpoint and looking down.
Can I make like an investigation check just to get an estimate? Maybe what I would think is possible?
I'll say that's a general intelligence, though. Not quite investigation.
Gotcha. Even better.
Alright. You gather it's probably very deep and already has to be to, if this were to go completely vertical, be able to do that. Give or take anything between 40 to 70 feet.
Okay.
Possibly deeper, but 40 to 70 seems to be the most reasonable estimate that you can come up with.
Alrighty. And I relay the information back to June and Garut as well.
What's Garut's strength score?
17, I believe.
So you can jump 17 feet forward.
Plus.
Okay.
Is it possible, Garut? Is it possible for you to jump across?
I think
I
it's
am
too much.
unsure.
But I bet if he took a dash, he could leap.
Hmm.
In fact, I was thinking that for both of you.
Mm.
I can take the wall.
Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Why don't we move at the same time to make it easier for you?
All right. Ready? Dexterity checks again, DM.
Yep. Just typical dexterity.
There we
Oh.
go.
Nice. A little oof, but
These rolls.
you kind of stumble and you already got halfway from your first
Mm.
bout with this. June makes it across no problem. You face plant onto the floor, but safely onto the floor of the hallway.
I breathe out.
June's just gonna hop up on the wall instead of going into the doorway of Garut.
All right. That puts
You ready, Guru?
you here, and one of you
Yes.
here.
All right, man. I believe in you.
Make you run and jump, big guy.
What check would that be?
Athletics.
Something barbarians are good at.
Something. Since it's a
Something you have
strength,
advantage
right?
on if you rage.
Oh no!
It's a nat one.
Not Garut!
Are you raging, Guru?
I will allow you to be able to rage if you want to. That's. I feel bad for that one in a situation like this. Plus, I really want you going over to the fighting section. All right.
Not a whole lot better.
But better than in that one.
Yeah.
He starts to glump.
I'll say that what winds up happening kind of goes into your favor. You jump, but then you stumble and fall, but right out to the pole, and you instinctually grab it. The plate
Like a scared
goes
cat.
almost vertical and shifts and trembles, and you wonder if it's about to break, but it doesn't. And you're like, you deflate in relief.
Is it odd that I see Garut like a scared cat hanging onto a tree?
Make a perception check. He's got his back.
It's fair.
I do.
It's more assumption than it is actual perception.
It's more assumption, but it's a funny image.
Oh, fuck. What can I do?
Ooh, I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Is there anything on the doorway where Jack is that I could toss a hand axe into and have it stick fast?
I mean, the door been like most of this, like some of the support structures, they kind of alternate between being metal and being wooden.
Mm-hmm.
Going deeper in like this, most of them have become wooden. So I'll say that yeah, you could probably stick your axe into it if you throw it good enough.
All right. In that case, I tie one end of my 50 feet of rope to one of my hand axes, and I throw it towards the doorway, and
All
hope
right.
that
I assume you
that
warn
it
Jack
sticks
in case if you miss, it doesn't hit him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I go prone.
All right. Fair enough.
So what should I roll for that?
Roll a. Oh, I guess that would just be a throwing attack.
Well, I'll just hit the hand axe then.
Ooh, ooh.
Oof.
Why did that go there?
Did you reckless attack?
No.
I don't see an attack roll. That's just damage.
Yeah, that's just a damage roll.
Not sure how it didn't do an attack roll. That was weird.
Yeah, I did it from beyond 20. That might be why. I also believe I have my thing set to auto roll damage.
Gotcha. with this 9 damage.
Whoop. Whoa. What? What? That's... I don't know why my computer did that. I'll say that you stick it. You're not quite sure if it's a reliable stick, but...
Can I help? Just stab it in there even harder?
Sure, I'll say that you can grab it and then just really yank it in there. We'll see just how reliable your stick is. I'll say make a strength check at advantage.
Advantage.
Because you're actively...
Holy sh... It's okay.
You're not...
We're just,
but
getting them out.
If you hold on to it, you figure you might be able to help it.
Alright, I will do that.
Alright, June, what are you gonna do? You see this happen.
Oh boy. What a thing. Okay, let's see here.
If you want, you can go across the wall and help Jack hold the root since he's a heavy boy.
Here's a question. How high up is the ceiling?
It's about 25-ish radius. So the ceiling is about 30 feet high.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up 15 feet. And I'm gonna make a chain whip attack to attach it to the ceiling.
Alright. Given Hanzo's natural stickiness, I'll say you can do that. Yeah. You stick.
And I'm gonna, as a swing with this, so I'm gonna swing on it. I'm gonna attempt to throw another one. So, either I'm gonna end up on top of the pole with the root, or I'm gonna end up across.
Alright. You're gonna Tarzan your way across.
Yeah.
Can I, while he's doing that, send out Angus and see through his eyes as he goes down to the bottom of the pit?
The plate has shifted back because Garut went to the middle.
Got you.
So there would be no way for Angus to see down to the bottom.
Worth a shot.
Understandable. So I assume you're trying to do like a whip across, or not, or just a single whip.
Yeah.
Your second one's a lot less graceful, but you make it across.
Okay. And I'll just hop into the doorway.
Like, that's pretty fun, and then you're like, oh no, and kind of...
This is a practice for potential future web slinging.
Everyone's gonna learn at some point.
Alright.
No, it's just Garut.
I am going to attempt to secure the rope and axe.
Alright.
I'm going to take my chain whip, wrap it around the axe a bit, while holding on to it. I'm going to produce a couple of my shuriken and put them through the links into the ground.
Okay.
So, just going to make a quick attack for damage to see if I can stick 2 of them into the ground.
Alright. That's doable.
There. Hopefully that will assist in holding things.
Alright.
And for good measure, I will hold on to the hilt of my ninjato and stab it in as well.
Alright. You've got a lot of Hanzo help and a lot of
Thankfully, all of this stuff is attached to him, so it's not all going to just disappear, thankfully.
Alright. And once Garut gets back from his phone call, we can see how this works out.
Yeah. I'm hoping this gives him a good bit of help on getting over here. Because yay, securing weight.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright, I have done my best to secure your axe to the ground.
Alright, while holding on to my rope, I want to dash across one more time, and in case I fall, I'll have the rope to hold on to.
All right. Make a dexterity check to see how fast and, in a sense, graceful you are. I say grace in the sense of keeping yourself going smoothly.
With the grace of a ballet dancing lizard.
Does this man not only swim in water, but walk on water? It's a little iffy at the end because of your weight, but you get across with relative ease. You make those two look like fools for struggling for so long.
Well, I added an extra lifeline, so...
Yeah, that you did.
Alright, once I'm across, I'll collect my rope and my axe, and we'll proceed.
Yep. Hanzo just breaks down and forms back to where he belongs.
Alright.
And down this hallway, you do see a little sign that goes into another chamber that kind of dangles down, has one chain link broken, so it's kind of hanging down vertically instead of horizontally, and it says, "You made it! Good luck!" And it's got like a very crude drawing of a thumbs up. You're not quite sure if it really is a thumbs up, but, you know, best interpretation of it is.
Yeah. Actually, wanted to ask, could I retcon one thing from last session?
Sure.
Could June have taken, like, how many of those shoelaces were there?
I believe I had an exact number. If I could find that notebook. Where did it go?
If you can't, maybe roll something.
No, I'm pretty sure I have my notebook. Hold on. I'm gonna need that thing anyway, probably, most likely, definitely. Where are you? Well, since the little rascal has eluded me, I'm becoming an English grandma day after day. I'll say 15. There was a bundle of them in the magic shop, and there was a bundle of them at the goods store, so you got about 15 in total.
Alright. I will have snagged those. And I'm guessing that's 15 pairs?
Yeah, they came in packages of pairs.
She would have separated the packages on their way over here and just pocketed the shoelaces. She's going to take out one of the laces and use it to tie the sign back together. It's like, there we go.
It doesn't tie itself. You have to do it manually.
I know, she does it manually.
You feel satisfied that now it is horizontal.
Yes. Also, she's actually going to pull out one and test it against one of Hanzo's blades, noting that he is not magical yet.
I believe you tried this before, and you realized that they won't tie unless they are laced.
Well, no, I'm not trying to get them to tie. I'm testing how durable they are against non-magical stuff.
Being thin, but woven, like tiny rope and twine is not terribly durable, but, you know, better than just straight up string.
Okay.
Think of good bootlaces.
Okay.
But not quite as long.
With a little bit of magic in them to make them slightly more durable than that. That makes sense. She's gonna put it back in the group.
Them tie automatically upon a click of the heels, very Dorothy and Wizard of Oz style.
I see.
That's what the magic does.
Yeah, from what I know, magic tends to make any item in it slightly more durable.
That's fair.
So once she's tested that, she puts it back with the other, with the now set of 29 laces. Let's just say I've got a plan for these. Should we encounter one of those robots?
Oh no!
I'm gonna drop them all in its gears.
Oh no!
The poor bastard. Anyway, June just looks at the sign after getting her handiwork done.
It says "Well done" with a very crudely drawn thumbs up, and inside is my apologies. A small circular chamber with another podium similar to what you saw in the Temple of Letimus way back in the day, and this one, instead of having an orb or a place or a small pool of mercury, there instead is it when you look into it, it looks like the back of a clock, but in a very different sense. It doesn't quite look like that's what it's supposed to be. It just looks like that in terms of all the gears and the things that should turn, and there's a small lever on the back that when you turn it, if you do, it doesn't do anything.
Sorry.
How far away?
But there is there's a podium-sized pillar that when you look into it has a lot of gears into it and has gears around it. It seems to be just made of gears and mechanical things that should move. And when you look at the top of it, you do see a space where there could be a gear place.
Let's place the gear, I guess.
You do have a key card. Do you place it in? Whomever has it. I believe Jack had it last.
I have it with a key on it. Can I do an investigate check before I do that? Because I don't know exactly what we're doing here. Maybe this could be bad.
You know that the gears lead down to the bottom, to the floor, but you're not quite sure what they do otherwise. You do see a couple of doorways.
Nat 20.
Alright. You do see a couple of doorways that are closed by extremely intricate means. And you gather that key cog piece, this probably unlocks one of, if not all of these doors.
Got you. Then I will put the golden key inside.
Alrighty, you put in the golden cog piece and pull the lever, and this makes me want to make a whole Minecraft thing of this one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know.
I very well could.
Very well could. Just find some way to make it work off of a gold block.
I mean, a gold ingot called gold cog piece put into a dispenser that dispenses down and opens doors. It's really just a key lock mechanism that opens piston doors. Regardless of Minecraft nerdiness. When you put it in, you pull the lever, you hear a lot of things happen. It probably creaks much more than it should.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the doors opens and it just shows a purple sheen. Well, no, not purple, a gray sheen. And it looks kind of like you'd have to walk through it, and it almost looks like water, but like still water. It's just ambiently moving around.
What does the magician's lens say about it?
It doesn't look cursed. It looks blue. I haven't quite written the things down for the
It's fine.
magician's lens yet, since I have a lot of school stuff to do.
But since it's not cursed, it's basically harmless.
Yeah. It's harmless in the sense that this is... And you get the feeling that because these are doorways, even though none of them have labels, this is probably a portal.
Can I do a history check on the portal? See if I read anything about it before?
I wouldn't say it's history. I'd say make an Arcana check.
Arcana? It's the same number. Nat 1, though. That's balance right there. Nat 20, Nat 1.
Yeah.
Oh, June, give Arcana a try since she's fairly intelligent. And she has the lens helping her, I guess.
Alright.
Yeah, definitely a portal.
This will take you somewhere. June, you gathered this will... also that this should take you somewhere, though you have no idea where that this should take you. You just kind of hope that it isn't the elemental plane of water, because you do see this water-like sheen. You cannot see past it, though.
And she can't breathe underwater.
Nope.
Is that the only portal in the room?
Huh?
Is that the only portal in the room?
That's the only one that's opened.
Okay.
I guess we have to go that way.
Is there anything else of interest in this room besides that portal before we do anything?
Other doorways that you have no idea how they would open, but I say nothing past basic.
those other doorways, we can just like walk through them, or they can't
Nope,
be.
they are covered by stone,
Got you.
just like this doorway was until it opened.
So, who
And I
wants to
got-
go first?
And I got the golden key back, right?
Nope.
I think it needs to stay there to keep the door open.
Got you. Well, and then I just jump in.
All right. You kind of think to yourself, "Cannibal!" as you go through, and you land onto solid tile floor. You kind of think to yourself, "Damn." You also think to yourself, "I can't breathe underwater, so maybe it's fit better."
I mean, I'm just. Did he land on his tailbone? Joe's just
Probably.
gonna walk through.
All right.
And so will Guard.
You walk through. The portal doesn't seem to show through from your side. And when you walk through, you walk into another hallway, but it's much bigger, much taller, much grander. It's I have some measurements somewhere, maybe. Yes. Do I? No, I didn't get that far. Okay. But I think it's about 15 feet wide, with a beautiful tile floor, gray walls. It's pretty dimly lit, but from what you can gather, that this is a magically lit place, heavily, with a dull white glow.
Okay.
The walls are made of a dark gray stone, and everything seems to be well kept. There are small tables on each side. Some of them hold plants. Some of them hold small statues or sculptures or
Do the lights in
pieces
this room?
of pottery.
Do the lights in this room look similar to the ones that were outside?
Nope. They just kind of seem to be these small globules that just kind of hover towards the ceiling and dimly lit the place.
Mhm.
They just kind of hover in place, only moving in about 5 by 5 foot space, just kind of ambiently moving and existing.
Gotcha.
The walls, while they look so old, they do look well kept. Like, there's no dust. There's no signs of erosion or obvious. The support pillars look to be a much lighter gray, perhaps of a separate stone. And the floor is a small, almost Celtic knot design of tile of mix of white and lighter gray. You move further along the chamber. Looking back, you don't see any continuation of the hallway.
Mm.
And then you open up into a very big-ass chamber. A certified ball one.
Okay. I will walk forward.
Alright. In this ballroom, though, there's a bright light from the ceiling. You look up, and it looks like it could be skylight, but you're not entirely sure. Because the sky just looks to be the...
Got you. But we're underground.
And there are, I believe I had a number 2. No, I didn't. I have 1. But there are several huge pillars, 8 or 9 on each side, that reach 150 feet, but probably much taller. And inside each of these little pillars, they're not little, they're gigantic pillars. They're like 15 feet across. But each of them have small notches. And in these notches are small statues. And I want, actually, for Jack and Gertrude perception check.
Got you. Can I just have Angus flying around and I see through his vision?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So let me just find the monster.
Angus.
So I've always forget his perception.
I didn't have a DC for that. I did
Wait.
not. That's fine.
He rolls.
I will say yours is at advantage though.
Alrighty.
So 13 as well.
Alright. So, Jack, you don't, but Garut, you look around at each of these notches.
I don't.
And you
with the
see
same
one.
roll?
No, you don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But you do see one of these little statues. It looks bigger, musclier, and you notice that it's a small replica of yourself.
What could this mean?
Yeah.
I relayed that information back to June and Jack.
June's confused, but she's just gonna start walking around the room looking at things.
Ooh, someone's got a couple parrots.
That's interesting. Can I do an Arcana check on the room then?
Sure.
Alright. 21.
Nothing terribly magical except for the bright white in the ceiling.
Mhm.
But you assume
Is-
that's light.
Got you.
Nothing about these statues seems to be magical or pillars.
Do they seem to be religious at all? Historical?
You're not
Like-
quite sure, given that there's one of your friends,
Mhm.
and he is by no obvious means a religious man.
Or a religious figure.
does
Much
it-
less of
yeah,
a
you never
religious
know.
figure.
You never know. But is there... Does it look like it's alive at all, or does it just look...
Nope. It just looks.
Yeah.
It looks like what you would expect a small shrine to be,
Mm,
but you gather that because of the context of this is a small statue of Garut, it probably isn't meant for a religious religious factor, but maybe a representative.
Gotcha.
Representative factor. Man, English.
I...
But when you look further along the hallway, you do see a small dais with a couple of small decorative pillars towards the back. They only or so feet in the air, and you do see two thrones and figures in them. So you can't quite make up too many significant details, except one has red hair and a slightly, well, it's a lot of tabs.
Two drones?
Two thrones.
Thrones, okay.
And
Understood.
two people, one in each of these thrones. And one of them seems to have a red color scheme, the other one seems to have a similar gray, monotonous color scheme to them.
Does it look like it's real and not an illusion?
They look very real, and they're looking at you, but you can't quite make up too many significant details.
I mean, if June is allergic to this, she'll start to approach at a moderate pace, while Hanzo is going to take key on this situation. And since he's like, we probably should be transparent here, he shifts into a similar dress to what she wore to Sarkel's party.
Alrighty.
Making her look a little less threatening.
But yeah, I relay the information. And what's going on with the king and the queen in the throne room? Are they just staring? What else?
They're looking at you. One of them has a big smile. The other one just kind of looks stoic and blank. Not quite bored, just kind of just.
It's like, oh, okay. Just kind of going with things.
Just just expressionless, waiting for you to. They don't have. You gather while they're sitting on thrones. Maybe not quite king and queen.
Something.
Can I wait?
Sure. The one with the red waves back, and then motions for you to come. I'm going to take a picture.
They're just, and while these two are watching June, just approach them as non-threateningly as possible.
Yep. He kind of gives you a little thumbs up, like that's a good distance, at about 30 feet away from them.
All right.
Which puts
She'll
you
stop.
about 3 or so feet away from the steps up to them from on the dais. I assume Jack and Garut follow suit.
No, I don't go through. I stay where I am.
I do.
All right.
Can I do a perception check on this? This seems shady.
I feel like Garut's just like, I shall follow my fellow warrior who stabs people.
Seems good.
I don't think it'd be perception. I think it's insight.
Insight? It's the same. It's still a chew.
That's amazing. No, that's good. I'll just walk on up.
You're not quite sure. That smile, could it have been malicious? Could it have been very inviting and nice?
Alright, I'm
shady.
going.
Could it have been a Karen?
Cast mage armor on myself and then go.
Alright. I just realized I should not have just started to chew gum. I was practicing his voice earlier. And it's going to be harder to do if I have gum.
I mean, hey, you could always stick it to the tip of your nose.
Not happening.
Damn, I was hoping to see if I could get you to do that.
You wouldn't know if I did or didn't. I could have it up now. No.
Oh, I think I'd know. You'd probably be laughing too much at how ridiculous it looks.
No, because I can't see myself. I have a tapestry covering my mirrors.
Alright,
Regardless.
so what does everyone see as they go in? I'm still going.
There is a picture of the man with the red, the only one with any color around here other than you guys, in Discord. And I love him dearly. I won an art raffle and I was like, I need you to draw this guy. And I was very happy. The woman, on the other hand, pretty sure. Aha. She's an elegant woman with very, very pale skin. With dull cyan hair, very pointy ears, though they are elvish, but you're not sure quite what to make of them. And she has a veil covering her eyes, just her eyes, and a form-fitting suit-like garment that is a dark gray with silver accent. Kind of in a similar style to what the man is wearing, though the man has red accent. And she looks at him as he looks very excited, like almost like a little kid who's ready to jump out of his skin. And she gives him a glare, and then he kind of backs off and slumps. And she says, "Welcome." Oh, I forgot. I just looked at it. Make a quick religion check. You lot.
Oh boy. Thank God religion's intelligence.
25.
Doesn't help. Jack knows. I don't.
Jack knows everything. You're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Just goes into Sherlock Holmes.
It just clicks.
The man, though you read him in like you read about him in a small legend in a book on like a mythology book that lost, but you read it because you were like, well, why not? This man looks almost exactly like popular a Shan god Lyther, and the woman looks like a depiction of Udis of the ostracized, those who were out.
You cut off
Lyther, you know, the man with the red accents is known as Lyther.
Okay.
Now, Lyther, you know, is the twin brother of the god of life. However, Lyther's affiliation with the world was not hate and greed like he's usually depicted as, but more or less trickery. And
The knight, right?
no, that's Otin. He's more or less associated by your own deduction as being a god who likes trickery, who likes drama, but doesn't like to be involved in drama. He is very much the Fabian of this 12th night.
He's a troublemaker. He's a charlatan.
Sure. And he was shunned by the rest of the gods, and therefore the rest of the world, for an act of ego, I'll say.
Alright. I'll relay the information to the group. Yeah, I read about this guy. He looks almost similar to something I looked at once in a book, but he's, I guess, a god of trickery. And then I say everything else.
He looks at you and goes, "A man of culture, I see."
Indeed.
What exactly did you read?
I read an old book a long time ago.
Please tell me. Nobody writes about me anymore.
It said you were known for
Thievery?
thievery. Your brother's the god of life. Oh, no.
I mean, my brother, of course. He's popular as shit.
Excuse me?
But thievery? My brother, Theodore. I don't talk to him much.
So, what are you doing here, then?
Well, my wife, and he gestures over to Udion, is who I had help bringing you here from, dearie. And he looks over to her, and she glares at him again, for like in that like father at the son who spoke out of turn kind of way.
Oof.
And then she looks back at you guys and goes, "I congratulate you at completing the task. I apologize for my husband, neither. I am officially known as Udio. And I see that one of you noticed a statue." And she looked.
Wait, what did you say?
You cut out. You said she looks.
She looked over at Garut when she said the last bit. I'm not sure. And upon receiving no answer,
he's quiet sometimes.
She continues. Actually, no, she doesn't continue. Blyther perks up again. He's too excited. He goes, "I decided to bring this band together.
Oops.
Because I have a wee little job for you."
And what would that job be? What do you have in mind?
I want you to foil somebody's plan.
Is it your brother's?
No.
Then what is it?
Let's call him. I had a whole thing to call him. Let's call it teaching a lad a lesson.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Let's call it teaching a lad a lesson.
Yeah, but what's this lad's name? You still haven't answered the question. I'm very curious.
Grovel Jan Kindred.
Grovel Young Kindred. Does that name ring a bell at all, DM?
I'm not sure what kind of a check would be to know how to gauge how much you know about him.
Maybe a history? Investigation?
I'm genuinely not sure because he's still alive. but he hasn't been alive long enough for me personally to quite call it a history check.
Gotcha.
We didn't-
I can do a straight intelligence roll.
I feel like there's a thing about this. Owie. Ouch. Yeah, sure. Just make it a straight intelligence. And anybody else to recognize the name if they want.
Yeah, sure. Nope.
Oof.
Even with my +3, poor Garut, he's too distracted.
These names mean nothing to Garut. He comes from a tribe.
He comes from Valhar. Grovelion Kingdred is a half-elf who runs arguably the most powerful company in the Opal Council.
I'll just say
And the Emerald Corporations.
the Emerald Corporations is the name of the company.
Is the name of the company that he runs. Emerald Corporation is essentially the people who control the flow of currency to an extent. They are the people IRS. They are the Citizens Bank. That's what they are.
Oh, that's a powerful man. What do you have against him?
Oh, nothing. He has plans, and I want to foil them. They're too perfect.
Well, I assume you're gonna have to tell us the plans either way if you want us to foil them.
I want you to foil them in your own ways.
Well, I'm not going to agree to a job I have no information about. I don't know about the rest of you.
Oh, trust me, you'll have plenty of opportunity. He's quite an obvious man. However, there are a couple of you that also are going to be part. However, they're going to be, shall we say, they are. What would you say, honey? And he looks over to his wife, who it looks more and more annoyed. And she looks over to you guys and says, "Forgive him. He is an idiot." And since you have entered my domain by my actual name, I am Valor. So they had like a little conversation. Funny thing. And so she continues after glaring at him more because she's like annoyed that he keeps just speaking.
What a happy couple.
He looks at her endearingly, like that way that a best friend looks when you're annoyed at them, but they go, "You know you love me."
Gotcha.
That's the look that he gives her. She sighs, shoots him away off his throne, to which he steps off and joins you guys, standing with his cane all prim and proper. And she said, "You all were gathered here to assist my husband. Isn't evil, so don't worry. He actually wants to do something noble for change."
That being taking down this man. So, what can you tell us?
And then he perks up again and goes, "Oh, I'm just excited for that. He kind of wants to take over the world, and I just don't want to let him the way that he wants. The way he had everything planned out was so intricate, perfect, and wouldn't to throw a wrench into."
So you want us to do it instead?
I'm
Oh,
sorry, I didn't catch that.
I said, so you want us to do it instead?
Well, I mean, I need someone to do it for me after all. I can't just show up as a god. Here I am. I'm here to screw up your plan. That's not fun at all. That's very direct.
I mean, that's kind of what gods do. But I
Oh,
guess
not
you're
always.
different.
Most of them haven't done anything in millennia. You don't even know about most of them, in fact.
Really?
Yes. The
Huh.
gods that you know of are actually very few for the gods, actually. To which Valor looks at him and says, "You know, you probably don't even count as a god since you have proper worshippers." To which Leather looks at her, tilts his head, and smiles, and goes, "Oh, just I still am a god. Don't have any human worshippers." And then he looks at her like, "You know, you count."
Oh.
Well,
She looks at him and is like, "I doubt that I count. I actually am a goddess with worship." To which he just kind of waves her off, like, "Oh," and he looks like he's about to say something. Like he opens up his mouth, and then she stops him by pointing at him and says, "If you give me that hogwash again, I'm going to send you to Gwendolyn." I doubt that argument has been settled now, has it? To which he puts up his hands in surrender and makes like a zipping his lip motion.
Huh.
all right. So, about that job,
Yes, I apologize. Neither is an idiot.
no
For
worries.
all his wonders, a complete fool.
I mean, if you say so, but at this point, I really just want to know. I'm sorry, I'm being direct. I know your husband doesn't like that.
Entirely fair. However, you lot are very weak. I will also be direct.
Mm,
And before you actually try to take on anything that would seriously interrupt Orville's plans, you should do things much smaller, much less direct, and perhaps just make a name for yourself. It hurts him a bit more.
so, gain some experience before doing the task, is what you're saying.
Well, before doing anything significant. This
Understood.
won't be a very. This won't just be a quick job. The goal that you'll have to work up to.
All
My
right.
husband hopes to have a show of it.
So, do you want us to take care of the small fry first?
What I want you to do is to create a name for yourselves. Go do some things for other people, and in the meantime, to interrupt some things or take care of a couple of legal doings this man is a part of. By all means, do so. He's got quite a few
All right.
coin. He's got quite a bit of coin and quite a lot of pockets. So if any of that coin can become less valuable in those pockets, then please.
Well, I know where I stand, but I'd like to hear from everyone else first.
I'll be
I don't
honest.
trust these people. I'll be
Hmm.
direct and say it out loud, and I don't trust these people. Sorry, but I don't.
Eh. Honestly, if it's an adventure they want to put me on, I guess I'll take it.
It's not the adventure. It's just that's a bit shady, if you ask me. Garut, do you have any thoughts?
I have a question for you gods.
Go on.
Many moons ago, my tribe was decimated by an evil lizard king. If I were to undertake this assignment, would you grant assistance in destroying this lizard king?
I mean, if you want to become a paladin of me, then
No,
That would be a perfect way to do so, but
I worship no other god than Semuanya, the god of my people.
I haven't heard of them. However, I can't offer you anything more. I support those who have been outcasted, like yourself. Hence why you have a statue here. All of the statues here are people who have been outcasted in some way, be it a whole tribe of people who are typically banished or seen as unworthy to enter civilized. And she puts civilized.
What was that? You cut
You
out.
cut off. Yeah.
When she says banished by otherwise civilized, she holds up air.
Mm.
Civilized countries is here in my halls on these pillars with their statue.
Mm.
Well, what do we think? Do we take the job or what do we do? I'm I'm open to adventuring, but I have doubts.
If making a name for myself will eventually grant me the ability to take revenge from my tribe, then I will agree.
I just want to get better at what I do.
Well then, that settles it. Is there anything else you need of us?
Well, more or less what you could need of me. Of course, I didn't expect you all to just kind of go about your thing and do that. There's the book.
You found the book.
I found the book. It was in a dark spot, in a dark corner, covered by things.
So it didn't get stolen.
No, the other one did. The one with even more information.
But you've got a book.
I spent like a whole year
Mhm.
writing in that notebook about this world. I'm talking about full-on legends, full-on backstories on evil people and good people, and someone just... Yeah, I'm gonna steal this thing about this thing that I have no idea about.
Just yoink.
Very much a yoink. I realized which class I dropped it in, I left it in, went back to that class and it wasn't there. I dug through absolutely everything.
Did you go to the Lost and Found?
There was no such thing in that type of area for... Lost and Found was for backpacks and coats, not for notebooks.
Hmm.
Other things... Oh wow, it's just past a trap shit. Blues.
It's my wisdom. Shit.
So, she looks to you all. I did have a list! I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. Didn't realize I had a list of the things of something that I needed a list of.
Ah.
Don't worry, it's nothing that really directly concerns you guys. I promise.
Just the enthusiasm.
It's an old book. I haven't written in it in like 2 years.
Yeah, and just the sudden enthusiasm is fun.
Yeah.
But she looks at you all and she says, how about this? I'll give you all a current task to help you all get a little stronger for something a little bit more significant that could help interrupt Roville's plans to take over the world. There's quite a bit of trouble brewing in the west, in the northwest of Calvadia. It's in the Black Land, which, as I'm sure you know, are forbidden. I also do not want you to go there. Do not recommend it. So I will teleport you all back to Eastport. Use your contact. Get a boat to go get transport By water, preferably.
Oof.
There, I want you to help. I won't give you too much information for the sake of allowing you to do this upon your own ways and means. After all, I don't want to simply tell you what to do. But it will all make sense when you see what happens.
So, before we leave, can we talk about pay?
That's all my husband's department. I simply help you get.
Well, mister, can we talk about pay?
Why, of course. Why? I was hoping to give you all an airship.
An airship?
Yes.
That's
After you successfully foil that plan.
sounds nice, but it doesn't interest me personally. What I'm interested in is knowledge.
What if
Yeah,
I told
Apologies.
you that
Tickle my fancy.
one of these rooms in your own quarters of the ship could have an books that you've collected on your adventure? You can keep them here, and then they can go into the ship.
Okay,
Your own library.
I'm intrigued. Sold. What about you lot?
That's a good question.
Is there anything you're interested in? 'Cause we should say this beforehand, so it's
I mean, there are some specific potion components I need, but I could probably get those before before we get to the end goal.
Neither also perks up and produces something from his jacket. Sorry. He produces a necklace that looks like a simplified design of the imp on his cane. And he says, "You may set the command word for this. Once you do, you'll be transported here on my plane. About a room away from wherever I am." And drops it into Jack's hand. I'll give it to you since you're the magic one here.
fair enough. Do you want anything to say, Guru?
There is nothing more than the glory of battle.
Oh, there will be much of that there.
Though if I had to pick something material, perhaps a selection of axes.
Well, Gwen has a lot of those, but I would not recommend going to see her right now.
Maybe, like Jack's library, you could have an armory. You can store any weapons you find.
Yes.
Well, that's just a given. Of course, you'd have a small armory to keep all of your special things. Think of it this way. The ship would be like a portable home, take you to anywhere on a titter.
Right.
It would also act as a sort of mansion.
Oh, Mordenkainen's. I've heard the local mage talk about trying to get one of those up.
Yes, I heard that there was a bard in a story that someone came up with. Whoop, and look it up in any doorway.
Huh.
Well, that's rather interesting. Well,
It is. And I thought I'd implement it for some of my favorite groups.
that sounds
Other than now, I
perfect, but I think now is as good a time to leave as ever.
I suppose. I guess, yeah. I guess I'll settle on the potion components I'm looking for then.
And Groot gets his axes and his armory, and I get my library. Sounds fair.
Yeah.
Can you show us the way out?
Daring. And he looks over to Valor with like a flutter in his eyelashes.
Cheeky bastard.
She looks at him and it's a soft glare if there ever was one. She says, "You and I are going to have a conversation." Snaps her fingers and you all are inside of whatever room we booked in Whirlpool Tavern.
Yeah. I'll just save for. Yeah, June probably just sort of handed. Shoot, trying to remember the trickster god's name.
Leather.
She would have handed him the list of the ingredients she's looking for the web slinging potion.
Alright.
And you said it was an amulet, right?
Yes, it looked like a similar design, just a bit more simple, of the imp on his cane.
A runic with runic symbols, right?
On the back of the head, yeah.
Got you. So, what time is it?
It's about noon.
It's about noon. And we're all in our rooms.
Yeah.
Well, June would have shown up.
Just kind of teleported in the room that you and the previous cleric
Paladin
Yeah,
booked.
who will say died to one of the robots. They were OP as shit, and upon their sacrifice,
They were eaten by the robots.
more like sliced and diced.
Yeah. June was just like, well, I'm gonna go see what these shoelaces are worth. It's like, I'm gonna get rid of these. I don't need them.
Well,
Alright. You go by, at first, Genji's store.
Yep, she checks in with
Sheer
them.
instinct at that point. And what do you tell him? Do you just show him the shoelaces, or are you like, dude, I met a god?
She fills him in calmly about the whole thing.
Oh, come on. You know you're a little giddy about the whole fact you just met two gods.
She's mildly giddy, but she's also trying to maintain the training she's received from him.
Fair. He kind of shoos away a customer when he sees that you have, like, some, like, important news that you're kind of excited about. When I say shoo, I mean he quickens the transaction of some tea, and then whisks the close sign. And what do you need? And upon filling a pin, he looks at you with this sense of, like, awe and confusion. It's like you met a god, two of them.
Yeah.
All these shoelaces, I mean, they're old, but I mean, they run about 3 gold apiece.
Huh.
They're a very common item, actually, just not around here, really.
Yeah.
You find these more in places like Alice or Kajin.
I mean,
Hell, Waterbend probably has a shop like that, or Boulder Wharf does, or...
I mean, 3 gold, and I've got. Let's see here.
15 pairs. 1.5 pair, so you probably...
I have 14 sets I can sell.
Yep. So that'd be 42 pieces.
Yeah.
Well, I don't sell those here. Probably better off going to Old Birdmire.
Definitely.
But you really met to God. No. Forgive me if I sound offensive, but what the hell would they want with you?
She trusts Genji enough. She'll fill him in partially on what's going on. Partially to keep some of it for his own protection.
So you tell them you're trying to foil
A plot.
a very important man's plot, but you don't say whose.
You don't say who, but she says she's trying to foil an important man's plot to apparently take over the world.
He looks over at you and is, "Did you fall asleep reading again?"
I wish.
Am I there with June?
I'm pretty sure the Paladin and Cleric with us may not be coming back.
Oh no.
She talks about the constructs they encountered without actually encountering them, thankfully.
Except for the paladin and the cleric.
She's pretty certain.
The clankety armor gets us all. Yeah, he continues to look at you very confused and baffled and in disbelief, like, gods, huh? Yeah.
Apparently.
And just kind of pats your head with a scarred hand. You do know that he has a whole arm and half of his body is scarred. Got to keep some of the original Shimada canon shit that happened. Kind of pats you on the head and just says, "You go adventuring."
Oh,
just don't
I also
die.
got this useful tool. And she shows him the magician's lens.
And he looks at it. He looks through it. Looks at you. Sees your glowing body. Looks at it again. Looks at you like, just what does this do?
She explains the function from the package, from the writing with it.
Wow. That'll help you find things.
Yep.
Just don't steal anything from stores.
You know I
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
It up before you can take it. And he gives you that glare of like, I know you have every ability to steal a magical item from a magic shop, knowing exactly which one you want from this. Don't you dare do it.
June looks at him. You know I know better. If I steal something, it's going to be from someone who deserves to have it stolen, not a shopkeeper.
Don't do what I used to do. And he hands you the lens.
And she slides it into her sleeve, where it disappears.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and sew these shoelaces off.
Alrighty. Head over to Birdmire, and after a loud transaction, you now have 42.
Also, she's going to see what one of the 400-year bottles of whiskey goes for.
You go to a couple of breweries, and they all look at you like, we don't know what the fuck to do with this. I'm sorry. I don't know how you came across 400-year-old whiskey, but I don't think I should be selling it.
Alright. She keeps it
They
for herself.
genuinely have no idea what this kind of thing would go for how long it's been aged. They have no idea if all the labels are peeled.
Well, she'll also go ahead and go check up with the blacksmith since it's been a bit.
Alright.
She wants to check on the reservoir dagger.
Yeah, Alec looks at you and goes, "Fantastic! You're here just in time!" Oh, this is fantastic. And he hands you a sheathed dagger that when you open it has a reservoir.
Beautiful. Here. Also a little gift from my travels. Hands him one of the 400-year-old bottles of wine.
Ooh, this is interesting. Where'd you get this? He looks at it trying to identify it, but he just generally
She'll give him the info.
So, damn. I was thinking about
where she found it in the old bar. What are you going to multi-class into?
Monk. Go four elements.
You're gonna go Arcane Fist?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So that's what I'm just gonna start, like slowly doing.
You're
After-
wizard monk.
Yeah.
Lovely.
After-
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
After missing that jump a couple times, he's feeling like he's got to do better.
Yeah. Her friend, since her blacksmith friend is always, she figured he'd like the wine.
All right. Sam
Thanks.
looks over and goes, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" He kind of looks over as you walk out, and they're inspecting the wine in awe. Like, what the hell is this? We don't know where this is from. We don't know how old this is. They cork it, and it's super fermented. They're like, whoa.
She would have given them the rough year.
It's like, wait, what? This is nearly as old. This is twice my age. What?
Have fun. Looking at the reservoir, about how many doses of poison could it potentially hold?
You could, after a little bit of handling it, you could probably do 2, but you would have to use 2 doses in quick succession. Otherwise, you would have 1 dose, and then the other dose would most likely leak out.
Okay.
So it'd be smart to use 1. It would be efficient to use 2 if you could.
Alright, so 1 dose, and then when I stab, it goes. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. She's actually going to return to the inn with that to check in with everyone.
Alright.
And she's going to inquire with Jack on the mercury that he acquired.
Sweating profusely as he finishes his 3rd push-up.
4, 5, 6. Struggling on the 7th. 7.
Garut now motivated. 456. 457.
Let's see here.
And Jack has a pretty good dexterity, though, either way.
I mean,
He
it's
has an
the
11
best.
strength. He's not that weak. He's
Well, I
average.
mean, push-up is a strength thing.
But that's average strength either way in 11.
Yeah.
No. Simply, how much mercury do you have?
I have this much. DM, how much do I have?
I
I have a little vial. I have a vial of mercury.
Oh, mercury. Yeah, you have a small vial. Like
Okay.
About how big?
a potion of minor healing's worth.
Got you. Yeah, it's about yay big. You need it?
It depends on how big the bottle for that is.
I pull it out.
I'd say it's roll a d8.
Roll a d8. Alright. 4.
4 doses.
Okay, so it contains 4 doses. Okay.
Just about. I kind of shake it.
Mind if I take that now that the dagger's made?
Yeah, knock yourself out, and I hand it to her.
Okay. And mercury. Just note 4 for doses. What do you think that would do for poison damage?
I have no idea. I'm sure somebody thought of mercury poison.
We'll Google that real
Maybe
quick.
it just gives the poison condition, which is disadvantage on attack rolls.
That would make sense if it just gives the flat-out poison condition
Yeah.
due to how
And if
toxic
not
it is.
treated, they would in fact die, but
Basically, it's a
if treated or
lethal.
somehow flushed out, it'd be fine.
Yep. Let's see.
So, what are we gonna do for the rest of the day? I think I'm just gonna get some rest.
I'm gonna go check in with Dad. Actually,
All right.
you guys go ahead and get your rest. We'll meet with you later.
All right, no worries. And I'll go back to doing push-ups and
Yeah.
sit-ups.
I want to say at that point, as soon as Jack goes back to doing push-ups, Garth is like standing over him, being like a personal trainer.
There you go. You're being his spotter.
I'm being a very
Alright.
harsh personal trainer.
But yeah,
Like a drill instructor
Yeah, like
from
calling
Full
him
Metal
weak,
Jacket.
Calling him weak, telling him how
There
the
you go, you
weakest of his
fat
clan
body.
can kill him.
And you got like the leather jacket, so like you're all like,
There's like, I trust Garut, so I know it's not personal.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
June, when you go check up on your dad, he's already in a fighting pit, but you can tell that it's like play wrestling. But when you look over, you're not sure because he's play wrestling with Spivot. And they seem to be having a lot of fun. And a lot of people seem to be having a lot of fun watching them. And you're like oh.
she just sits down to watch.
Spivot notices you and goes, "Dude!" To which your dad just goes limp and is like, "June?"
Yep, she just waves.
Come up to you. They both rode up to you. The crowd dispersed back to normal.
How you doing?
Hello. Your dad and I were having fun.
I can tell.
Boring. Dad pats her on the head, fucks up her mohawk. She tries to fix it. It doesn't work out that well. It's kind of lopsided now.
Well, brought you a little something from my trip, Dad.
Oh?
She hands him the small satchel there of the 5 bottles.
He hears the clanking of glass, looks at you suspiciously, looks inside, takes one out, and is confused, just as everybody else has been when they look at these bottles.
We went up with my new friends. They went on a little trip, and I managed to acquire some 400-year-old whiskey.
Like, what? And just kind of goes, I don't know how you got this. At this point, I don't know if 400 years is enough. Like trust 400 years. Is there a thing is too much fermentation?
I think that's hard to tell. At this point, he's probably going to have to take it extremely sparingly.
Probably. He does kind of wonder if he should open it or not. Decides against it, puts it back in the satchel and closes it and ties it shut.
You're gonna give your dad alcohol poisoning.
Takes one sip. Done.
She just looks at him. Take it very, very sparingly. I'd recommend mixing it with other drinks.
Stop.
Just judging from how that is.
Water. Spivot looks at it kind of like, ooh, but also kind of like, eh. And then she does look at you and goes, is Groot here too? I miss him.
He's back at the inn. Jack's trying to physically train.
Ooh,
So
I can help with that. And then she just runs. It starts as like a light jog, and then you kind of see out the window she starts running like a maniac.
Yeah.
It's adorable. Meanwhile, and the
20!
the door opens. She goes, hello? With like a
Small
loud,
one!
like,
And I raise my arms up.
big one! And then she jumps up at you, like, wraps her arms around your neck, kicks her legs up in the air really happily,
I give her a hug.
nearly chokes you, but you know it's not a fluff.
Rough
How have
indeed.
you been?
Exactly. My
I've
bad,
been having
guys.
so much fun. I love festivals. I haven't been to one in a while. I haven't been to one here. Oh my god, the fight pits, they're so much fun.
I'll have to enter another one soon.
You should, we should totally fight again.
Yes.
She bounces up and down, very, very happy, very excited. And she looks over to Jack and goes, so what you want to be? A big buff one or a little buff one?
25. That's enough for
Don't
right now.
listen to him. That's only his 5th push-up.
It's actually my 25th. I've just been doing it with my knees. You keep saying that they don't count.
Like a weakling.
But they don't count!
Exactly.
I mean, I read in this one fitness book that they do count.
Well, then that author is a liar, and he is lying to you.
Actually, I think it was a girl. Her name was Amelia.
Then she is lying to you. She's still lying to you. I want to kick her butt.
Oh. Actually, I was thinking of maybe incorporating my magics with my fist. I punched a ghost once, and that felt pretty.
You punched the ghost?
Yeah, and it died.
But it's already dead. Huh, I know that trick. Someone tried to tell it to me once.
Oh.
Then she gives you that, like, when a small child understands your dad joke and is disappointed at you, that's the kind of look she gives you.
I just do the finger guns, I guess.
She goes, come on. No, I show you. And then she just gets down on the floor. Plank. She goes, do this.
Alright, I will do it as well.
Now stay there for 10 minutes.
I will attempt to stay there for 10 minutes. What is that, a constitution? Can I do constitution?
Nope. This is a strength check. Do a plank.
Nat 20, baby.
Woo! You're like, 10 minutes. Yeah.
I go
Alright.
20 minutes.
Yeah. I assume Groot's like, no, 20. And then you're like, okay.
After I'm finished, I go like that.
Yeah, and then, so make another strength check.
10. That's still not bad.
Your knees start to bend. And you're like, I mean, I could use my knees, you know. Knee push-ups count. So knee
No.
planks count.
Knee planks don't count. That's a whole different workout.
Jack probably doesn't know that.
You might.
There is a difference between player knowledge and character knowledge. To which
It's pretty common knowledge.
to which Spivot pinches a pressure point on your side, on your waist, making you go, ah! And like fall onto your side onto the floor.
After those 20 minutes are up, I assume.
When your knees start to buckle and your knees start to touch the floor.
Yeah,
Don't let them touch the floor. I told you that doesn't count.
Yeah, but I did it a lot longer than you said I would.
She glares at you and her eyes narrow. You're not quite sure if you should take it seriously, but then again, it's a matter of the fact that you know her personality, and if you didn't, the scars, the narrow eyes, the tone of voice, you'd be like, ah. But because you know her personality, you're like, nah.
Oh, shit. Out of character, I just realized I need a 13 class. Not possible, but it was fun to roleplay. I'm still gonna do it.
You need a what now?
A 13 wisdom. I only have a 10.
I mean, there is a such thing as ability score improvement.
Yeah, but it won't get me there until very far into the campaign.
I mean, there are also items that can do these things, and other things that can do these things.
Mayhaps. I'm gonna keep trying though.
Plus, I'm a person that, if your character dedicates enough time to improving a certain ability score, can up it. Like, if you were to say for the next 4 sessions that in your character's downtime, they do push-ups, sit-ups, chin-ups, all those ups.
I mean, here's the thing.
And over time, after a certain in-game time period, you would gain a +1 to whatever you were gaining.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Like,
here's the thing. What's your dex?
It's a 15.
Because the whole thing with multiclassing, from what I know, it doesn't require both. It requires either or.
No, it requires both. First, the ones that have 2.
Let me check. Hold on. I got the.
Yeah, let me take a look at my book.
To qualify for a new class, you must meet the ability score prerequisites for both your current class and your new one.
Yes.
So I have
And you
the
have to have the
intelligence,
necessary intelligence.
and I have that, but I need the dexterity and the wisdom. I already have the dexterity. I just need the wisdom. I'm still gonna keep playing and training. But
Honestly, you could probably improve your wisdom by meditating.
Yeah, that would be the best way. In which
And
case,
it goes-
you would need to see Genji.
it
Or,
goes with
actually,
my
no, you could see
backstory.
Spivot, because if you're going for monk, you could just see Spivot.
It goes with my backstory as well. Since I'm haunted one, maybe I can try and like meditate.
Meditate. Calm yourself.
Center.
I mean,
You try to
could
meditate, June
could
kicks
ask
you.
Spivot about
Mm.
meditation. That's her whole thing. She's a whole monk.
Well, then, after kind of like having this mental dilemma in my head, I asked Spivot, do you know anything about meditation? Maybe some books I can read about? Or just anything in
is not the
general?
way you meditate, dummy. And then she gives you that look again.
Mhm.
Like that look of like, oh, you ignorant person. And then she goes, all right, come here. And then she's crisscross applesauce.
I do the same. Right next to her.
And then she looks over here and says, come on, sorry, this is fun.
All right.
And then she says, all right, now close your eyes.
Okay.
Breathe.
Breathe.
In. Out.
Okay.
Now in.
He follows.
Out. She continues with telling you to breathe in and out. And in and out. You gather that it could probably be said a bit more elegantly to make it feel more relaxing, but this is a hyperactive tiefling.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it as calmly as possible for her.
She's genuinely just kind of saying, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
Okay. For how long?
She tells you to do this for about 30 or so minutes. That says, right, now do it on your own.
I breathe in and breathe out for the next 30 or so minutes as well.
All right. And then she says, now you gotta feel like everything. You can feel the air, you can feel the bed over there. You gotta feel things. You gotta feel your friend side of you. Feel the friend on the other side of you. Feel everything.
What? You're speaking a language and you're not. What do you mean?
Okay, so like meditating
Uh huh.
takes concentration. And
Oh, like a spell.
sure, I don't know how magic works, so. And then she just kind of gives you like a whatever.
As you were saying.
So you gotta feel things around you because then that helps you relax and you gotta like.
Mhm.
So like when I was taught, it was like you gotta feel the birds in the trees. You gotta hear the birds in the trees. You gotta feel the soil in the ground. You gotta, you gotta like become one with your surroundings and understand all of them.
Let's see.
But I kind of didn't get it. I still don't get it.
I don't get it right now.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it either. But he was very strict about it, and he was very, very strict about like staying silent
Mm-hmm.
and
and like feeling things. So I mean, I guess you'll get it if you like sit in the woods and like do that, because that's what we did. We sat in the woods, and then he made me sit in the woods for 4 days.
Is it one of those things that you need to do to learn about? You can't just.
I mean, I get it. I mean, when I meditate, I just kind of sit and relax.
And but like you see that like she goes to slouch and then immediately corrects her posture like very quickly, but she doesn't seem to notice that she does.
Let's see.
That's interesting.
Not bad. Alright, just so the Reservoir Dagger has stuff, I added Mercury to a list of poisons for it.
Alright.
Does that look good? As there are madness rules in the Tomb of Annihilation book, so we should be able to find them. And I know Mercury can make people go crazy.
Yeah, China's history is well enough proof of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems pretty. Yeah, seems good enough.
No real save since it's hard to save against Mercury.
Yeah. Mercury is, you drink it, you're poisoned unless it gets flushed out.
You get it on your skin, you're poisoned.
Unless you're a dwarf.
You get it in your blood, you're poisoned.
More like unless you're a drow.
Yeah.
Since, drows and riders with the blood thing.
Oh god. I will ask. With multiple doses.
I read the Telltale campaign guide. Yeah, I've been very giddy about that lately.
Yeah, I've got my own copy. I love it.
I just got it yesterday, so I've been like...
Yeah, I love my copy. If any of them are ever at a convention, I will get it signed.
Same. This would require them going to Boston, though, and nobody likes going to Boston.
Yeah. Let's see. But I'm just gonna... Now, with each dose of Mercury, would it cause another long-term madness?
I would say that with each dose of Mercury, it would just quicken their death.
Okay, so it would decrease their lifespan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can we take a long rest after all the training?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can take a rest. That way you don't suffer a point of exhaustion.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spivet essentially just gives you a very much overwinded rundown on how this man Igneal, you don't know, would... She kind of gives you a very vague explanation, but she tells you he made her sit in the woods for 4 days and asked her what she felt.
Okay.
Alright.
Thanks for the information.
Well. Yeah, June's gonna take the Mercury back to Genji's shop and just tell her dad she'll meet him back at home.
And tell him what?
That she'll meet him at home.
Alright.
Basically just tells him she's gonna go see Genji.
Alright.
Which, I mean, when it comes to things, pretty sure her dad trusts him.
Yeah. Genji's a good guy.
Yeah.
People like him. They don't know his past, so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't trust him.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that bit. I'm probably gonna write that during school on Monday.
But yeah, June's basically gonna go in and she's gonna work with him after a bit because she's gonna try and let's see here. She's gonna work with getting the Mercury into vials that can fit into the dagger. So they slide into the reservoir.
Alright.
Basically, she's going to work with him to make vials that will work with it.
Alrighty. Easily done.
And then, of course, the ones that won't leak until they have stabbed.
Yep. Easily enough with Genji's expertise.
Yep. I kind of imagine that the dagger's hilt unscrews open in half.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Which is actually pretty good for protecting the poison.
Yep.
Saying she's just going to work with him.
Anybody else wants to do? It's around. Lorelai's around.
Yep.
I want to go to
Festival's
the
still
fight
going
pit.
on. You gonna go to a fight pit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
go with you.
This whole day I'm just gonna keep training.
Yeah, you're gonna keep doing. Then
I'm
when you
like-
get tired, you're gonna meditate, do push-ups. It's a cycle.
Before I leave,
She
Before
does
I
give
leave-
you. I will say though that Spivot gives you a harsh glare and points to one of her bigger scars. Not quite any of the burns, but one of her bigger scars, and points to her back and says, "That's what happens when you use your knees." And then and then walks out the door.
before I leave, I also look at Jack and say, "No knees."
Yeah, I kind of got the gist of that. Thanks for
When
warning,
you
though.
look at the scars on her back, a lot of them like whip scars.
And I keep going. I do my thing while everyone else does theirs.
Yep. All right. Vivit and Garut are going to a fight pit. You find one of the Velharan-friendly fight pits. And they're more or less just separated because, you know, Velharans tend to have claws and sharp fangs, which kind of make a fight a little less fair for common human folk.
Yeah. I do want to fight someone other than Spivot first.
That's fair. She kind of nudges you and goes, "Want to warm up for a Thotia? For a rematch?" Alrighty. I did not anticipate this, so...
I may as well see. Does Genji have any more mercury? I may as well see if I can get a few more vials.
Nope. Mercury is an extremely rare thing to come by. He has no idea how...
Could I get the necessary protection and some vials?
So essentially you want some extra vials for the mercury.
Because I know where to get some.
Fair. Yeah, he can give you a few more.
And what the heck? He's her teacher, so she'll ask him to come with her to go get more.
Alright.
And she'll show him where she got it, so if we need to get more.
Fair.
Excuse me.
So basically she'll lead him back through the labyrinth to that.
Yep. He is mildly impressed at your marking technique.
Yep.
And I'm currently just hoping that Matthew Mercer has a couple of monk or like fighter stat blocks in the Tadori campaign guide that I can because I didn't have anything prepared. So.
About how much do the vials themselves cost to make?
With his trusty student discount, I'd say it's about 5 silver apiece for an empty vial.
Okay. Then... And she would have made sure to get something to store them so they don't break while she's carrying them.
Okay. Garut. Mercer has done me well. I found something else relatively easy.
Let's see. Not going to take too many.
Just hit points.
Actually, that's a question. Does the little reservoir of mercury seem like it's still been emptied partially?
The one that you found the cog in?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like it's refilled at all.
Okay,
You
so
also wouldn't quite know if you a vial of it originally.
right. Well, she's just going to. She's gonna fill. Let's see if it's 5. That's half a gold. She'll make 20 vials,
Alright.
and she'll trust a few of them to Genji for storage.
Alrighty.
That way, she's not carrying that much mercury on herself.
Fair.
That gives her 10 vials, and you'll have an additional 14. She notes the amount in the basin, just making a small marking on the nearby wall. How many vials have been taken and rough level. And then she's going to leave with him, and then next time she comes back, she's going to compare it to her notes.
Alright, I'm just making a couple of extra notes for the brawler. That way he's not too OP.
Yep.
Alright, so the info I need. I had to adjust it slightly because I won't be able to defeat a Goliath brawler with 55 hit points. Everything else is fine. I did adjust some of it slightly. Hey, you were my source of light. Peel, come back.
Let's see.
Can't depend on my Christmas lights alone.
Yeah, actually. And I'll leave the. She'll leave her protection for the mercury harvesting with Genji as well.
Alrighty. So, Garut, you see a particularly tall and gray-skinned man, bald with black tattoos and markings. When I say tall, I mean tall. This man is a Goliath. You've seen him before, back on Valhar, though a little uncommon. They're around. And you're
Wait, how tall is he?
How tall are you?
7'5".
Proper Goliath section of this thing. Arthur actually had a Goliath in his game, so he had a Goliath as part of the race. And did that. Haha. Cheat. Where'd you put it, dude? Page 20. 22. Goliaths, dude. Why are you not telling me? No, don't just tell me the culture. Tell me how tall they are, Matt. Matt, you had a whole grog strong jaw. Why didn't you tell me how tall they are? You have failed me, Matt. Failed. Okay, well, he's almost 8 feet tall.
Okay, so not too much taller than I am.
You both kind of eye each other, and after the current fight ends, which wasn't terribly, you both walk in and nod, shake hands, test each other's grip. Some self-proclaimed ref declares the fight start. Just kind of circle a moment.
Alright, I'm gonna get my initiative real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he goes after you.
Alright, I'll start with just an unarmed strike.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
That hits. Then you hit the name. Yep. Alrighty. He will do the same.
I could swear antitoxin also cured poison in this case. Must be 3-5.
Alright.
I doubt a 10 hits.
Nope. 14 AC.
Alrighty.
Kick his ass, group.
Nope. He misses.
Alright, now I'm gonna
You
bite
hear
him.
Spivet in the background go, "Yes, dodge!"
Bite him in the shoulder.
Alright. Sneak attack. That hits. Oof. You looking terribly hurt. I'm gonna go for another unarmed strike. Nice little uppercut to the chin. Actually, no. He's gonna go for a suplex. So make a strike saving throw.
Alrighty.
You just make it. You see what he's about to do, and then you kind of twist and break his attempt at grappling you to knock you prone.
Ooh, can I make an opportunity attack?
I'm gonna say no, because you two were already in each other's space.
Okay.
But he will make another attack at you. Basic attack.
Ah, shit.
Oh, okay, sure. I didn't space. I'm so sorry. Your picky roll. Ooh, no, that doesn't hit.
Alright, now I'm gonna rage. And go for another unarmed.
Alright.
Oof. That
That
one.
doesn't hit. You raged in early frustration at your future miss.
Don't you mind?
I'm gonna miss. Grrr!
It was just a feint.
Nope, that doesn't hit. So he's gonna go for you now. $14 hit.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna. That actually didn't hit him hit. Haha, where's that Goliath crawler? Just 2 seconds. The D8. Nine points of bludgeoning damage. Reduced to 5. Since you're raging.
I think that puts me at 18. I got 23 normally.
Alright. And then he sees you rage and then goes into a rage and his turn.
Ooh, he's also a bard.
He's also an angry boyo.
Alright, I'm gonna go for another bite.
Alrighty. That hits. You bite him, and he just kind of taps your shoulder in the surrender way.
We're ready.
Does that include your rage?
I don't get it. I don't get anything for attacking with rage. I get
For damage, you get a +2.
oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it'd be 11 instead.
Fair. Either way, he does tap your shoulder in the right I surrender, gently kind of way. He looks at you and goes, "Good fight, man." Holds out
You
his
as
hand.
well. I grab the inner part of his forearm in the traditional warrior's handshake.
Seems a little extra delighted at that particular. Gives you a hearty handshake. And then goes to limp over to the bar where he has a friend. Looks like he's currently him. Divik congratulates you, gives you a hug.
I want to sit and watch the next fight while I rest from that one.
Alright. The next fight is a little different. Instead of seeing like two big strong guys going at it, you see this little gnomish girl. And you're like, what? What's she doing? And you also see a dwarvish man. And you're like, okay, so we went from two really tall people. And then you just kind of don't know what's going on. These two begin moving so fast and so quickly within this, grappling each other and tumbling, and it looks such that you wish you really knew what's going on. Intently.
I gotta go for just a minute. My dog downstairs is going nuts.
Alright.
Be back in a minute.
Entirely fair.
Huh.
Basically, I'm just so out of ideas at the point that there is a matrix level coordinated fight scene going on between a dwarf and a gnome.
Nice.
In a Valharan typical bar as well, which makes it weirder. It's halflings of Helvadia, not Valhar. Valhar is where a lot of like lizard folk, different types of cat people. They like to be called feline. You know, different types of rat people, different types of reptile people. Okay, sometimes the bigger tiefling, minotaurs, okay. Think good about Valhar.
Huh.
Even orcs and half like that. Originally in history, they were kind of outcasted there. So a lot of people in Valhar, whether or not directly in worship of, are all of thing shtick. She acknowledges all. Which seems a little contradictory, because you met this woman, she's very stoic and annoyed, but her whole passionate to those who are outcast, outside. Not quite sure what the deal is.
I see.
Sorry about that, guys, fellas.
Fine.
That's fine. Not much. I just gathered more mercury.
Perfect.
Yep. And there's a Matrix level coordinated fight scene between a gnome and a dwarf in a Valharan bar in Eastport.
Nice.
That's nice. Hey.
It's like Vivid knows what's going on. She can tell if her eyes are darting around. She actually concentrated on something for a month, and almost a little perplexed.
Mhm.
And meanwhile, Garut, unless you want to make a perception check, is a little like, what? And like overwhelmed by the speed of all these attacks. Ow, ow,
In the other room, Jack's just 30, and I didn't use my knee.
ow. To which you then collapse face down and either pass out or decide to meditate while laying down.
Yeah, I just
And then
meditate while
eventually
laying
pass
down.
out.
And I just try to like really feel what I feel. Like how Spigot said.
Yeah,
Spivot, sorry.
Spivot, yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't say PlayStation. Okay. Sorry. PlayStation decided to activate.
Let's see.
To which that fight scene ends does a cool like jump double kick and knock the dwarf out of the circle, declaring him out, and she is the victor. A lot of like the super tall buff guys look at her with both looks of "aww" and looks of "yeah." So it's a weird mesh between the two, but it's adorable and it's wonderful, and she looks so happy. Yeah, ow.
Is Garuk getting ready for another fight?
Possibly. Spivot does look over at you after the fight and goes, hold on a minute. And then she runs over the gnome, and you can't quite hear what she's saying, but she looks both confused and very worried, but mostly worried. Do you want to go up to her, Garut?
You there, Garuk? Are you muted and you just don't know it? That's happened to me before.
I don't know.
No, I think he's AFK. So, anything else going on in that fight club then?
I mean, some other people going to fight. I am not very good at improv or at coming up with things on the fly.
So I'm trying to help you.
It's fair. That's fair.
There he is.
A gnome and a dwarf had a very cool fight. Couldn't quite follow, but it was fun to watch anyway. The little gnomish girl won against a buff for a dwarf-looking guy. And then Spivot ran up to the gnome and is having a conversation with him. You can't quite hear from the rowdiness in this bar. But her facial expression displays concern, happiness, but mostly worry. Like 85% worry on her face and fear.
Well, my character doesn't really understand normal emotions anyway.
That's fair. But at the same time, it's like this is on Spivot, the happy all the time, energetic tiefling with like the heart of gold.
In that case, I at least notice something is up.
Yeah. After a little while, the gnomish girl kind of gives like an indecisive look, and then Spivot just kind of gives her a hearty pat on the head and walks back over to you, a little deflated, a little still a little like full of a little bit of fear, a little bit of worry, and doesn't look nearly as energetic and happy.
Was something wrong with that gnome?
No, not the gnome. Just I recognized her from somewhere. And I was hoping that like something else wouldn't happen, and something might happen, and I don't want it to happen. So like, I have to leave, and I don't like that. I don't like about leaving. So I don't know. And she just kind of like gives you like half of 1,000-yard stare. So it's more like a 2,000-yard stare. Sorry, it's more like a 500-yard stare. Math. And doesn't quite like look like she's expecting anything from you. Just kind of like looking at you because you're a part of the conversation.
Right.
Honestly, Juna probably come back in this direction after working with Genji.
Fair.
And when she sees Spivot like that, she's gonna walk up, put a hand on her face. Hey, you okay?
I don't know. I might have to leave you.
Looks at Groot. Alright, what's going on?
From what I understand, a conversation with the gnome was important.
Well, right there. Okay, go back to the world. And she just kind of points at her.
One more time? You were cutting out.
She said, "Let's go back to the world," and she pointed up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
You guys head back to the whirlpool. You see Jack passed out with a pool of drool on the floor.
June's gonna start towing him like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Okay.
Or I'll have Garut sit on you.
I'm up. What do you want?
We may have trouble on our hands. She just motions for Spivot to sit down.
What's up?
Spivot kind of sits on the end table, crisscross. Puts her hand, you know, underneath her ankle, kind of starts.
Mm.
So, before like all of this, I was, well, okay, I was a gladiator, and my master Emil didn't want me to leave, but I ran away because Daryl had to go because he'd had it. I don't. That's what he said. He said that I deserved better, and that I should go see the world, and that I should find my parents. And I didn't really know what to do, so I just kind of went everywhere, and I went on this here, and then I met Lorelai, I met her crew. They're cool, but now Gnome, and I knew that Gnome because I fought her once. And she was really cool. She was really bad. But seeing her made me think that I was going to see Igmeal again, and I don't want to see him ever again because the last time I saw him, he hurt me bad. I don't want to be hurt like that again. And I know I will if I see him again. I'm running away. And she just kind of looks down at the floor.
But you're strong now. Can't you fight him?
She gives you that look of like, oh no, what are you, crazy?
But if we all train together, maybe.
We couldn't beat him. He's. Oh.
I mean,
What? To put it in like for simple terms, because how I understand it,
I didn't get all of these scars from being a gladiator. I got them from him training me to be a gladiator.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out. You were a slave.
Yeah.
June, of course, thinking, looks in the small padded pouch that she got from Genji to carry her new vials.
So your old slave master might want you back.
I mean, he would definitely want to punish me for leaving, but I don't know if he would want me back.
Well,
Either way, he wants you for something.
I mean, wouldn't you if like something that you had that was yours that when you a lot of money ran away?
okay.
That brings in the question of morality. And not everyone has the same morals.
June's gonna pull out
Well,
one of the
I
vials.
had a lot of fight for him, so he would want me back. And I kind of like snuck out, and like Gerald helped me, and like he was asleep, and yeah, and like he's like it is how I lost this and this, and she points to her broken horn and ear, which has a huge burn scar to follow it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't. I got that's not where the burn scar is. The burn scar is on her side, on her way, on that same side. That does. You do realize that's why those particular wounds seem to look particularly fresh and like scarred.
Okay.
So, what are you planning to do?
Well, it
Run,
would mean that I
hide?
have to leave because I know I'm not strong enough to fight him yet, and
Not alone.
I'd have to leave, and I don't.
Well, you made quite a name of yourself.
Not really. I mean, I'm friends with Lorelai, and I'm part of her crew now, so I mean that's an easy way out. But like, I don't want to leave. We still have to rematch. And she looks over at Groot.
Garrett is sitting at the table very stoically. If you had to imagine an image, like his eyes would be shadowed out, and his arms are crossed, and he's sitting up really straight.
Yeah.
Sitting up with particularly proper posture.
Attentive.
It seems to be like her face says slouch. Her shoulders say proper. Put it that way.
Yeah. There's a little click as June finishes closing the reservoir on the dagger.
Alright.
Would you like us to dispose of this Igneel?
I don't know if he's here. I remember like Daryl gave me a lot of advice before I left, and he said that if I ever heard words of Igneel or any sign that he could be here, that I should just run and avoid him completely, because when Igneel gets angry, then he's very, very dangerous.
Well,
This Igneel has never seen a lizard folk in a frenzy.
No, he has. I fought some. Not fun, but he's less fun.
I can guarantee he's never seen anything like Hanzo. As Hanzo forms a blade around one of June's arms.
I mean, nothing quite like that, but I mean, he's seen everything that I've fought and more. And I've seen like starved livered men in his frenzy, and they're bad. And Igneel is worse. Trust me, I know.
June looks at the other two. Sounds like we need to set up an ambush.
Yes. I will personally rip off his fingers.
That's
Or
nice
just an
thinking.
escape. Trust me, he's too powerful. We can get on Lorelai's boat and go somewhere.
We can get some new equipment. Maybe see what we can do.
I hate to leave this, but maybe you're right. Alright. Tell you what. Spivot. We have to go somewhere in the first place. Why don't you come with us and we can all get stronger?
Okay.
and then destroy this Igneel.
June unscrews the reservoir and pops out the vial. And Jack can now see she's had specialized vials made for the dagger.
Hey, right on.
I harvested a bit more of the mercury from under the temple.
It's a nice find.
Screws the hilt back together and sheathes it. I don't have all of it with me, mostly because I don't want to carry that much of a toxic substance.
Mm.
Especially one that would be really bad for me.
Yeah, that's lots of divinators have died drinking stuff.
Yeah. She hands Jack the pouch, and he can see 10 vials of mercury.
This is good. You want me to hold on to it?
No, I should probably keep it with me,
All right.
because I'm going to need to use it with the dagger.
Makes sense. I hand it back.
Reattaches it at her waist. Maybe we were told we needed a boat. Why don't we talk to Lorelei about where we need to go?
Alrighty then. Seems like a good plan.
And we can explain that we need to get away for a little bit to help Spivet as well.
Yeah, you can tell your
Spivet
father.
takes you to where Lorelei is. Lorelei is in another bar. She goes, "Hello there, Spivet. Hello, friend." Shoots away whoever she was currently flirting with. Sees the distressed look up, the kind of depressed look on Spivet. Goes, "What's wrong, dear? Treat you wrong?" Spivet goes, "No, I just probably have to leave, and I wanted to ask you if I could. And they also need a favor too."
Well, okay, to explain better, hopefully, where our little group has to get somewhere, and we were told we need a boat. Spivet needs to leave. I want us all to get stronger, because clearly this person bothers her, and I want us to be able to deal with him. Eventually.
Alright, fair enough. I trust your judgment. Let's go then. My crew is constantly ready. Go to grab them from flow boats.
I will quickly supply up with Genji and let my dad know I'm going on another trip.
Alright, easily enough to do while they're getting the ship ready.
Yeah. She just informs her dad,
You
gives him
find
a
the
hug.
ship with the... you go to the docks and find the ship with the obvious, beautiful elf on it, commanding everything. Now she's big the feather, and you're like, oh yeah, I like this.
Mhm.
And
Let's see.
you guys, after getting some paperwork, what took time wasn't getting the ship ready to leave. It was getting the paperwork to leave, because everything is heavily documented.
Yeah.
Bureaucracies.
You know what? June will actually bring from Genji's shop, so she has it for the travel. She's going to entrust the case in which the other mercury vials are stored to Jack,
Alright.
along with her gloves that are needed to harvest, should we come across more.
So what do you hand me?
And she will also
Handed a
purchase
case of 10 vials of mercury.
10 vials and 20 empty vials,
Okay. 10
as she would have
Along with a small
purchased
pair of
enough.
gloves.
Yep.
of mercury.
Yep. 10 of the vials are mercury, 20 are empty.
Gotcha.
I want to say that while the ship was getting ready, that Gart made a blood pact that he would see Igneel die. And
Alright.
like he cuts part of his hand and uses the blood to put a letter I on his axe.
Alrighty.
Alright.
You arrive about the time that Lorelei, looking very frustrated over how much paperwork she needs to fill out,
Mhm.
and that she has filled out to leave. and you all depart for Boulder Wharf.
Hmm.
Assuming that, you guys explained the
Yes.
Boulder Wharf.
We've explained the location we need to get to.
Yep. And she looks to one of her dock mates. And says, You've been to Boulder Wharf before, haven't you? What's it like there? Any fun? There's a poor fish girl kind of mopping the floor. I mean, depends on what kind of fun you like to have. There's lots of drinking, lots of metal. Musicians like it though, because it doesn't get that stormy despite being in the mountain.
June looks at her. I'm guessing there's a lot of good weapon shops there.
I mean, yeah, there's dwarves and stuff there. It's mostly dwarves.
I might have to see about bringing back something for a friend of mine, so you can look at it.
Alright.
Perks up when he hears about weapons.
Well, yeah. And when she says that, you know who she means. She wants to bring some back for her friend who makes excellent weapons. It's like, yes.
It's like, yes, bring something back for her friend. Bring something back all the way to her clothing.
Yeah. Let's see.
While you're on the way to Boulder Wharf, it'll take a couple of weeks to get there, but to make the time very short, and the fact that you don't actually have to do much since the crew is taking care of it all. When you get towards the Blackland, because the way you're going is you're going to play the map, because that might be smart. Except I don't know how.
Right.
So if no, don't do this, please. Yeah. This is gonna be. I hit thinking it's gonna zoom in. No, of course not. Why on earth would it? If you lot wouldn't mind zooming into that map, which I just realized I didn't, it came out like shit. Essentially, you're gonna go very much north and then very much west.
Right.
All the way to Boulder Wharf, which is up in that little corner of mountain. I believe it's a level 4 city, just like Eastport.
So it's going to be pretty well established.
Yeah. When you cross across the Blacklands, well, not across them, but when you go
By them.
and you can actually see the beaches, see that the land is straight up black, the way the name suggests, with some mountain the middle separate from the mountain ranges. Some mountain range and the artificial range.
Well, we're on a ship, right?
Yeah, you're on a ship. You're like several miles away from the beach.
Can I be meditating on the ship, maybe looking over the docks, seeing if there's any... I want to see if there's any animals.
Sure, assuming that the dragons don't distract you first.
Yeah, I'll try to concentrate real hard.
Well, it's kind of hard to concentrate when you see a blue dragon and a red dragon fighting each other.
Let's close my eyes and breathe in.
Breathe out. Lightning. Fire.
Thunderbolts and lightning.
June will just have a little sip of that wine she's keeping with her.
It's extremely strong. But when you see it, they're tumbling, crashing into mountains, crashing into dirt, crashing into hills and crevices. The blue one seems to be winning. And it's a very chaotic thing. And everybody on the crew is looking in awe. This doesn't happen. You have not heard. You've heard of a dragon that lives there, a red one that lives in the Blacklands, but stays in the Blacklands. You know, that's where it lives. That's where it's established its territory.
Right.
It bothers it. Partially why the Blacklands are forbidden. Because there's a dragon that lives there. The big part of it is because that's where a lot of undead live, drow live. It's cursed, it's haunted. all kinds of bullshit's happened there in the past.
Makes sense why they didn't want us to go there.
Yeah. It's forbidden. It's straight up the law will not allow you to go.
Yeah.
There are so many sentry towers along all of those mountain ranges near the Blacklands and the Barren Icelands. You wouldn't be able to get in there without being extremely stealthy first.
Yeah.
And there are specific laws that prevent you from go into the Black Mountain.
Yep.
But you see this happening, and it's so chaotic. The blue one seems to be winning. The red one seems to be... They both seem to be around the same age. They're both about the same size. And
I see.
you can still see it happening past the Black Mountain as you pass the Black Land. It takes you a couple of days to fully pass, and you still see this battle going on, like the entire time. Sometimes it disperses, so they both retreat for like a few hours, back at it. It's scary, and everybody looks at it. You look around, you ask, "Does this happen?" And they say, "No, it's not happened ever, like ever." Having one dragon on an island is, I mean, possible, but two, unheard of. Dragons are way too territorial.
It's fascinating. June, of course, is just completely observing.
Even when you pass the point of the artificial rain, you can still see a storm over the Blacklands, and you can still see the fire lightning. Now you know where that's from. When Boulder Wharf.
Before we get to Boulder Wharf, I want to ask this. Watching the dragons. June would be observing them this whole time they're fighting. What would I roll to try and learn something from their fighting? Not like learn information about it, but learn, hey, I can use that.
I'd say it's straight intelligent.
See. No, that's a 13, not that great.
Blue is very chaotic and determined. Red is self-defensive. That's what you can gather from your basic combat knowledge.
Right. She just shrugs and keeps watching.
When you get towards Boulder Wharf, and when I say towards, I mean ready to make port by that day. By the small town that takes port for people who are going to Boulder Wharf, which is much more inland and inside the mountain. You see the fight begin to bleed out into that small valley by the river mountain ranges right above not into the forest, just inside that clear area of land.
I see.
And the fight begins to bleed out that way, and it's chaotic, and they go up into the air, and they're tussling above the clouds until at one point you hear loud roars, lightning and fire, and then you see the red dragon fall and is hurled across what would be a 6-day journey in a matter of minutes, just flying across and falling into a place of the mountains that looks hard to get to.
I want to say this disheartens Guard because his tribe told tales of a dragon in a nearby land, and his people generally worship dragons.
All right.
I mean, you saw one win against another one.
Yeah, you saw blue one win against the red one, and then the blue one, after roaring triumphantly with lots of lightning, go back to the Blacklands and circle around it and just not destroy the sentry towers, but blow blasts of lightning at them. Not in a way to destroy them. The way that the dragon seems to do this is it seems to go next to them. And it seems to be establishing dominance.
I see. It's going. This is my house now.
It seems to be establishing newly claimed territory.
Can I do a history check on the dragon?
Sure.
24.
I also want to do one.
All right.
2.
I'll talk a root.
Okay.
You've read about how dragons seem to fit in this world. You do know that there is one on Calvadia. Her name was Tralia. It was kind of little known of whether or not she was still alive, given that everything from the Black secretive and outlawed. And she was a red dragon. Took home here, keeps to herself, doesn't like humans. Humans don't like her, and that's fine. As far as the blue one, you gather this might be a dragon from Lowest K, island up north.
Okay.
You're not sure why it would come all the way south down to Calvadi, but apparently it has, and it just won a territory battle.
And I relay all that information to
Did have a name for this dragon. Cool name too. Really proud of it when I came up with it.
Yes, I can't remember the name right, but it was a cool name, I assure you.
My people in the past would generally bring offerings to a dragon in the area. It saddens me to see it fall.
You know, I don't know if I don't mean to offend you, but dragons are pretty greedy at times.
Yes, we know of this. However, my people worship them almost as much as we worship our god. To see an invader take away the territory of one who is established is not good.
You're right, but you know.
You do see a red dragonborn as well amongst Lorelai's crew, and he looks over towards dust and Tralia. Now known.
How far away is he from us?
Towards. It's deep inside the mountains, but at the same time it's not. If you look, there is a skinny peninsula of mountains, but it's also a big-ass cliff there. So you wouldn't be able to row over to it and climb the mountain. That would be a suicide mission.
Gotcha.
But if you were to journey through the mountains along the river, you just might be.
Alright. Well, what type of wildlife is out here?
What the dwarf who answered before about Boulder Wharf ago. I mean, you know, we got goats.
You got goats.
Yeah.
I mean, down
Prairie
here.
life. You know,
No
around
water.
those spots, and I mean, we got goats, like big goats.
That's funny, but DM, I meant like just in general while we're on this ship. Like, are there any birds in the sky?
I mean, yeah, there are birds.
What type of birds?
Not really anymore because a dragon just flew through the sky and birds are afraid now. But other than that, I mean, you look over at the beach and you do see a couple of like livestock farms by the town. Which you make work. It's a pretty simple town. Not quite a city. Definitely like a place where you come in and leave. it's a huge port,
Okay.
well organized, but not nearly as established as this port. It's very much, if there's a space free, you can take it. Make sure you tie it down good.
All right. And I will just sit there and begin to meditate, staring at the beach.
All right. I will say that because you've been, for the most part, steadily meditating and trying to be one with the monk ways, joining Spivot being what's key to this happening. I will say your wisdom score.
Excuse me, you cut off?
Your wisdom score can go up by 1.
Oh, wow,
Nice.
thank you.
And I believe that if a character did themselves to something,
I mean, hey, one ability score improvement, and you're on your way to monk.
yeah,
Exactly.
have a couple level wizard by then. Oh yeah, when you were teleported, the while you've been on the boat here, leveled up.
Oh.
Sea of Udion / Valor.
Nice.
I can finally pick my barbarian.
I will do that leveling up in a bit, because I failed to transfer the document we put together, GM. So I need to find it on my laptop before bringing it to my new PC.
Alright.
But now I can start making ninja tools with my alchemist supplies. So now I'm proficient.
What was the charisma for there, Guru? I'm curious.
Do what?
You rolled a charisma thing. I'm curious. What's it for?
He's trying to seduce a dragonborn.
Oh, that was me by accident. I was just
my bad. I got you too confused. When I look at it in chat, the pictures muddled together.
Oh, hold up.
White with a blob of green in the middle.
Let me use my character. Yeah, it's a cat with the little...
Yeah, it's a cat covered in weed, but when you look at tiny pictures,
It looks like a chia pet.
Green blob around white.
It looks like a chia pet. That's pretty funny. Can I DM instead of taking a level in wizard or monk, just roll the hit die for monk, but not take any spells or any abilities for monk?
Do you choose to take a level into monk now?
No, I don't have the ability. Just like to roll it for health wise, or do I still roll wizard health? But I don't want to actually take a level.
Until you actually multi-class into monk, you will be rolling with your hit dice with wizard.
Plus, you really shouldn't give up second level spells.
No, I don't want to. Alright, I'll go second level spells then.
Yeah, may as well just wait till you're level 4.
I wanted to get 18 levels in monk. This is the thing.
I mean,
empty body.
It's very possible that if this campaign goes successfully, that you'll be reaching past 20. To a thing I plan to do. But that's, you can do what you will with whatever levels you have.
I'll go 3 levels in wizard then.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
So yeah, you won't be changing your hit dice type until you actually multi-class into monk.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Why do I have to burp so much?
Drink too much?
No. Food's not agreeing with me for some reason.
Oh man.
Not badly, it's just causing me to burp. Okay. Alright, so that gives me more sneak attack in my archetype. Which I will deal with once I find the document. So get the whole thing written out, I just need to find it. That's 900, there we go. Just so I can keep track. Do we want to stop here and wait for next week?
Yes.
Okay.
next
That's-
week, hopefully. At this point, I mean, you would be meeting the 2 other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good stopping point then.
While you're at the bar, while you're at wherever you slept in the town. It's
Mm-hmm.
become almost nighttime by now. You actually make just in the town in the morning. It's about a day's journey.
It's me at
You receive
24
a dream
HP.
from Udion, black of images of 2 characters. Don't know who they will be yet. Quite sure. My friend wants to play or who don't.
Mm.
And just Udion's voice saying, "Find them. They're here." And then that's what to find you.
I'm excited to start using this wild surge stuff.
Oh, you're taking that one.
Yep.
Nice. There we go, and when I hit level 6, I can take expertise on that. Yay.
Ready.
Let me see.
And if I remember correctly with the class, once I check it, but all my D4 weapons should now be doing D6s. As it become increasingly more deadly. Stab and run. Yeah, that's a good place to call it. I will have to make my stuff in a bit. I will see you guys next week.